Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have a GT Online video for you guys, and it's something that a bunch of people have been talking about, and something that I've also had some thoughts about on my streams. But basically, there's a lot of people that are thinking that GTA Online is going to be over soon for PS4 and Xbox One, and that Rockstar is only going to focus on PS5 version, Xbox Series X, and the PC version. And basically, where most of this is coming from is this is coming from a tweet where TesFun2, I'll have the original tweet link down below. He's suggesting that Rockstar teased upcoming service updates for GTA Online 2 weeks ago. He's saying that the crazy rapid pace of PS5 sales is proving to be an incentive for Rockstar to drop PS4 and Xbox One support this summer. So, what do I think of this? Do I think that the PS4 version and the Xbox One version is going to be cut? Well, basically, it's possible, but what my personal viewpoint on this is I think that GTA Online as a whole is going to be cut this year. And, I don't have really any proof for this claim. I'm just letting you guys know just my personal opinion as somebody who's been playing GTA Online for, over 9.5 years. This is just, my personal viewpoint on this and why I think this way. But GTA Online, when you really think about it, it's approaching its 10th year this year. October 1st, 2013 is going to be 10 years of GTA Online. 10 years. And the thing about this is, how much more content can Rockstar make? Because a lot of people are saying that, they're eventually going to drop PS4 and Xbox One and just go full PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. But when you really think about it, how much more content can the next-gen consoles take as well? And what I mean by this is that GTA 5 is really, when you think about it, it's a PS3 and Xbox 360 game that was remastered for the Xbox One and PS4 and PC, and then you had an updated 60 FPS version on the, next-gen console. So really, when you think about it, this map was originally designed for a PS3 and Xbox 360 to handle it. There's only so much that you can do. If anything, I think the thing that we probably know 90% is that the next GTA game, GTA 6, is probably going to be available only on the next-gen consoles. That I do think. Because then if they have it on PS4 and Xbox One, it's going to limit the map size and a lot of other things to what, the PS4 and Xbox One could handle in the past. Now, why do I think that GTA Online is going to be cut this year? I don't think that the servers are going to go down. I think 10 years from now, the servers are still going to be up. The servers on GTA 4 on PS3 and Xbox 360 are still up 15 years later. We played the PS3 version the other day to celebrate GTA 4's 15-year anniversary, but the reason that I believe that GTA Online it's not going to get any more updates. So the online is still going to be up. That's my personal viewpoint. I think that they are still going to, give us, events. They still do it on Reddit Online despite, canceling support for that game. But I think this is going to be the last tier of content. Do I think the summer DLC is going to be the last DLC? No. I don't think it's going to be the summer DLC. I think it's going to be the December DLC. So whatever comes out in December, I think it's probably going to be the last DLC. And I could be totally wrong on this. I'm just saying that. I could be totally wrong on this. But if it's not this year, then I'm really 99% certain that it's going to be next year. Because I cannot imagine GTA Online going, much more longer than that. I mean, if you just take a look at my poll right here. I made this poll a few hours ago, and 5,000 people have voted in it, and I basically asked people, do you watch GTA Online videos, and do you play GTA Online as often as you used to years ago? And 84% said that I watch and play less GTA content than years ago. 5% said I watch and play more GTA content than years ago, and 8% I watch and play about the same as always, and 3% I'm new to GTA Online. So I wanted to make an answer that pretty much everyone can choose, including new people that are to the game, but only 3% of people that actually voted in that 5,000 are new players to the game. So the game is not picking up as many players as it used to, and most people aren't as active on GTA Online. Now, why aren't people as active on GTA Online anymore? I personally think that the best time on GTA Online was probably like 2018, 2019. That was probably when GTA Online was getting the most amount of support. And the reason is because 2018 we had the nightclub DLC, which was a great one. We had Arena Wars after that, which is kind of but then in 2019, we had the casino DLC, which had a casino and casino penthouse, new, location, and we had the casino heist. And then 2020, we didn't really have that much content in there. We had the summer special DLC, but then we had Cayo Perico, which in my opinion is the best DLC ever. And you can see, even from the Steam charts, you can see that the number of players really shot up during Cayo Perico. But then afterwards, you just notice it's just it's just a drop and drop. And it's like GTA Online, it still stays over 100,000 players. And, when new updates come out, it goes close to 200,000. That's what happened, last summer, when we had the Criminal Enterprises DLC. It did go up to that. But here's the thing about this, guys. Look at this. Is that usually when a DLC comes out, you see a big spike. And you see right here, you don't see that big spike here, despite the Drug Wars DLC coming out, because a lot of people didn't find Drug Wars DLC that interesting. Criminal Enterprises and Drug Wars, I still think those were okay DLCs, but those weren't big DLCs like we got with Cayo Perico. Even the Nightclub DLC, which some people argued was a small DLC, was still, I'd say, like 2 or 3 times bigger than Drug Wars, because Nightclub at least gave us, a whole new, property. Sure, we got, the Freak Shop, but Freak Shop, you can't really do much with it, and then you have, the Acid Lab vehicle. Where Nightclub, we had the Terabyte, we had the nightclub business itself, this huge building that we could customize. We had the popularity missions, and and we had the DJs and their missions. So there was a bunch of drip feed content that came out with that. To be fair, Drug Wars DLC has drip feed too, but just my point is that you even compare a small DLC like the Nightclub DLC. Nightclub was bigger DLC than Drug Wars. So people are just not as interested in this game because there's only so much that you can do with this game. And I think that this is something that a lot of YouTubers are personally missing. I think this is something that a lot of people don't talk about because GTA Online, in my personal opinion, GTA Online is running out of space. That's what I personally think. And when I say space, I'm not talking about storage space. That's not what I'm talking about. Instead, what I'm talking about is actual space on the map. The reason that Cayo Perico was such a successful DLC was because it was a map expansion. The island itself was not big, but the island itself was a new location and gave us plenty of stuff to do. So many approaches, cutscenes, new guns. So there was a lot of content, new vehicles that came with Cayo Perico. The only thing that I think could really, shoot up the players to like an insane level. When the next DLC comes out, you're gonna have a spike in players. But if you want to see it go up to like insane levels like before, you need to do something like Cayo Perico, big DLC like that, possibly a new location, because there is not really one street in this game when you really think about it. There's not one street that doesn't have some kind of mission that takes place on it, because if you look at all the contact missions, all the resupply missions, all the heist preps, you look at all the business cell missions, you look at everything, all the places you deliver to, import, export, everything, there is just so many city blocks that you've been visiting, so many alleys that you drive down to deliver something, pick something up, steal something, and there's so many buildings, warehouses that you've owned, office buildings, you have the agencies, you have stilled houses, and this is probably why you're not going to have mansions. The reason that you're probably not going to have mansions is because there's already been so many missions with all the mansions around the map, not where you could go in them, but where you steal stuff from the mansions. You steal a vehicle outside the mansion, you pick up something outside the mansion, like for a mission or something like that. So that's probably why you're not even going to see mansions in the future, because literally they have run out of space because there's so many buildings in the game, and they're just using them up. And if you want proof that Rockstar is running out of space, just look at the Drug Wars DLC. That's the best example that they're running out of space. What did they reuse? They reused the warehouse. They used the same warehouse that Trevor had. Trevor and Ron ran this warehouse in Series A. And to be fair, I know this takes place years afterwards, so now, Dax uses it, but they reused a warehouse. You didn't see the interior in the original heist, but this is a warehouse location that you went to back in 2015 for the Series A heist, and then they chose the exact same location to have the Drug Wars DLC. So that's what I personally think. You look at the whole map, you look at everything. They are running out of rooms that I personally think that you could buy properties in. So that's one of the reasons that I think the GTA Online DLCs is slowing down. That, and possibly there could be people that are working on the next GTA game, but like I said, my personal viewpoint is I just think that they're running out of room. I think there's only so much that you can do with GTA Online, because I don't even think we're going to get mansions at this point unless they delete some of those missions. Because it wouldn't make sense if you buy a mansion and it's your property, and then like somebody is like stealing like a van or something like that from the driveway of the mansion for like a cargo mission, or somebody drops somebody off there from the nightclub or something like that. It just wouldn't make sense. Players are pulling up to your property to complete missions unless they delete those missions, like I said. So that's what I just personally think. I just think that GTA Online is just running out of room. I don't think that there's enough room for a lot of these places in the map, and I think the only thing that can really fix this is a possible map expansion. So that's why I personally think that this year is probably going to be the last year of GTA Online, because it's 10 years, and I think probably 10 years is probably a good place to wrap it up on. So you can just look at it, you can just see that people just aren't as interested in GT Online anymore. They're just not following the content anymore. They're playing other games, and I think it's one of the reasons they're probably getting bored and they're getting burnt out of it. So I know I've been, going off here talking about a lot of different topics, but that's just my view on it. That's just personally what I think of it. Let me know what you think. So yeah, that's it. I don't think a lot of people are talking about that. The fact that they're really running out of room, they're running out of properties that they could put unless they add a whole brand new map expansion. But let me know what you guys think. I think that this summer, if the winter DLC is our final DLC, I think in the summertime Rockstar will probably tell us. They'll probably say in the newswire, they'll probably say that this DLC that's coming out in the winter or something like that is probably going to be the last DLC. Probably what they'll say. They're going to announce it when it's the last DLC. People speculate when the last DLC is going to come out. They will tell you ahead of time. They're not just going to drop a random DLC. I can't picture them doing that and just say this is the last DLC. I think they are probably going to give the player base a heads up, few months heads up when the last DLC is coming out. And hopefully the last DLC, whenever they do release it, is going to be a good DLC because it'd be great to end GT Online off with a bang. But that's just my thoughts on it. Do you agree with me? Do you think that GT Online is possibly ending this year? So that's what I think. Like I said, I don't want people putting words in my mouth. I'm not saying the servers are getting taken offline. I'm just saying that I think that this is going to be the final year of updates. We're still probably going to get event weeks, possibly event months, but I don't really think we're going to get updates anymore past 2023. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.